I don't know what to do. So can anybody help me? Right, the fire's going well, but look how much draft I've got going on there. This top vent's open. The bottom vent is closed, which is that way to close. If I open it, you watch. Hear it? Now watch. Right, okay. So I've been using this, which came with the log burner a number of years ago. And I've only recently taken it out. And the reason I've taken it out is because of Zachary Sweeps. Zachary Sweeps says that you should have 1 inch for log burner, because I mainly burn my briquettes, and I mainly burn bits of wood from my workshop. This stands about 90 mil. It's about 90 mil high, which means that this grating thing here, this front piece, is usually just above here, and the air goes in and underneath. But I'm finding that having the 1 inch thick ash on the bottom and having the fire with 1 inch of ash, like Zachary says, I'm finding it's saving me about 40%, 30-40% of the wood each night. So I'm really pleased with it. Now, there's an ash can just there, see it? I've just emptied some of the ash out because it was full. This is the first time I've emptied it for a month, but I've left a good inch there. Now these little legs here sit down there and at the back, either end of the ash can. That's fine. But it's way too high, so I'm actually thinking of cutting this down from 90 mil. I don't know, what do you think? Do I cut it down? Because that's got too much of a draft on it, and I think if it was higher and there was more ash in there, it would be away from this. So here are the vents. This is the vent. There's an opening there and one there, and there's one behind this strip and behind that strip, and when you slide it across, it allows all the air to come through. I think it's worth cutting it down. Does anybody know? Has anybody ever done this? Has anybody ever cut one of these down? Because the clearance under there is so that when it's all in place, I can get this thing and I can get in there and I can take the ash can out. There's the ash can. And you can lift it out without having to take that out. But actually, if I'm only emptying the ash once every 2 or 3 weeks, I don't mind leaving that there. I don't mind leaving it there at all. I don't know what to do. So can anybody help me? Right, good morning. This is the morning after the night before, and it isn't the morning, it's lunchtime now. It's 12 o'clock midday. But I came in here at 9 o'clock this morning and I could feel heat. In fact, the glass was warm this morning, but I can still feel heat there. Now, I know I've got coals on. These are the briquettes made from olive nuts. And they don't appear to be red and glowing, but where's the heat coming from? Is it coming from, it's coming from down there. Ow, right, okay. It's coming from underneath. It's cooler on the top and underneath. Well, I'd expect that. But the ashes, I can feel the heat coming from down there. So the ash is retaining the heat. So if I put that thing back in there, it actually needs to be as low as possible to help retain the heat. That's not even freezing cold. I've just touched that. It's not even freezing cold. That's still warm. So because that's cast, I think I need to make it just a bit taller than that edge. Let me know what you think. I'm amazed this has stayed in overnight, and it isn't just because of those coals. Maybe it is. But if I'd have made it up with briquettes and used some of my briquettes, it might have. I didn't make it up last night to stay in for the night, but this is sort of a fluke, really. Again, it's all this trying things out. There's another one there, look. So is that hot? I'm going to take that out. Just warm. It's just warm. It's like a lukewarm cup of tea. I'm going to take that out. That one is hot. That was the one right in the middle. So the underside, that side you can see there now, that was hot, but the rest of it's just warm. And if you look, there's some sort of crystals in there. So I wonder what's in there. But going by what somebody recently said to me, I'm going to put, that is so warm down there. It's beautiful. Right. I'm going to take some ash back to the workshop. I'm going to start putting ash in my briquettes. Somebody says it's a good idea. Chris, I believe what you're saying is correct. It makes sense. The embers being, it all makes sense. I'm going to start adding, and you've told me how much, so thank you for that. I'm going to do that, but we still need to know, do I chop those off? I think I do. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all the other stuff. Don't forget the super thanks. Down here somewhere is the super thanks button. I'd appreciate it if anybody could help that way, because it helps me pay for the time used for editing all these videos, which does take ages to make them. So, okay, brilliant. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments. I mean, there's two things going on here. One is the ash, which I am going to start including in the briquettes. Thank you for that, Chris. That was like a revelation this morning. If you haven't seen it, go to my previous video. Chris has written some details in there, and I think he's so on the right line. He's so on the right line with this. So I'm going to be starting to add ash in small doses to the briquettes. That will help keep them in overnight, keep them burning longer, which is good. But these legs, I'm gonna let the fire go out tonight, and I'm gonna clean it out tomorrow morning, and I'm going to see just the minimum I can take off, and then bring it in here, cut them down, go home, try it, and cut them down a bit at a time. Or do I just do it? Do I just cut them straight down so they just hover over the ash can? Do I take the ash can out? Do I forget about the ash can? Which in that case, to get my inch underneath that Zachary says, I could leave the grate there and make the top surface an inch away from the bottom of the log burner, so that there's always an inch of ash there. I'm going to have to try that. Thanks for watching.